Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Figures of Action Reviews. And once again, man, Hasbro can't stop dropping the ball. They just can't stop dropping the ball. And when I say they can't stop dropping the ball, it's like when we give Hasbro credit and we go, hey, that's what's up, that a boy. We try to get them their kudos. They turn around and once again, they just totally just act a fool. I mean, I don't understand how they continually drop the ball on these, what seems to me to be a very easy topic to do. And that is create figures that are relevant to other figures that they're bringing out. And I want to use this example right here. These characters right here, Phantom Rider, the Dark Avenger Spider-Man, Werewolf by Night, Warbow, Iron Man Mark 72, and the World War II Wolverine figure. And that's because they're part of the bath wave for the Executioner. So we have these 6 characters, which Wolverine doesn't even come with a Build-A-Figure piece. And that's one thing I think a lot of people are tired of, and they don't even buy these the 6-man. They don't even buy that 6-man out if it's a character they really not interested in. And World War II Wolverine is not someone I'm looking for. It's not a character I'm looking for. But what I say is they dropped the ball. What I mean to say is that none of these characters have any relevance to the Executioner except for Enchantress. Enchantress is the only character in this Build-A-Figure wave that has a connection to the Executioner, which is a character that's related to Thor. And you would think that this would be so easy for Hasbro Marvel Legends, their team, to get it right. It's like for every that boy, they turn around and get 3 all dangits. I mean, they just can't stop mucking it up. It's crazy. And this seems to be like very easy to me. In my eyes, it's very easy. Now, don't get me wrong. I will definitely give Hasbro credit when it's time to do so, but I'm also going to give them a lot of critique and a lot of feedback, which they seem to not pay attention to, because it's not like I have a large following, and it's not like a lot of other collectors who also share the same sentiment as myself have a large following as well, and Hasbro just doesn't pay attention to us because it looks like, who are they? Oh, nobody's listening to them. Nobody's paying attention to them. We can disregard what they talking about. Ain't nobody worried about them. But just because we don't have a large following doesn't mean we're not spending money on the products that they're putting out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the same ones that are buying the HasLabs. We're the same people that are buying the Apocalypse figure for $100. We're the ones that's buying multiple of the X-Men 97 Sentinels. Not just one, but multiple. So just because we don't have a large social media following doesn't mean we're not spending money collectively, earning Hasbro millions. But they tend to ignore us. And this, to me, is logical. This is like so easy. This is just like a straight up and down, just an easy pass. And they drop the ball. They butterfinger it every time. I mean, every time you would go and say, hey, man, look at this. Like the Inhumans, the Black Bolt, and Triton 2-pack. Good job, guys. But then they turn around and do stuff like this with this Executioner Build-A-Figure wave. We got the Clint Eastwood Ghost Rider on a horse gunslinger. We got the Matt Gargan Spider-Man. We got Werewolf by Night. We have Warbow from the Crystar universe. We have Mark 72 Iron Man and World War II Wolverine, who have no kind of connection to the Executioner in the comics. Now, I get it. To me, it's like, well, what do we do? For Hasbro, it seems like to me what they're doing is they're just grabbing random characters and throwing them in a pack to get you to buy these characters, because they're basically holding the Executioner hostage in a Build-A-Figure wave. And it's crazy to me. It's just very crazy to me that they would do something like this, man. Like, how could you honestly go through and say, oh, well, these characters people want. Now there are some people who do want these characters, but I want you to take a look at this. They're charging you $27.99 for a figure that only has the Build-A-Figure pieces to the main character that they're holding hostage, which is the Executioner. But this guy not only has pins, he's on an old body buck, but he has no accessories. No accessories. And you're still getting charged major price, and you're not getting some phenomenal figure that has brand new features. He doesn't even have butterfly joints. He doesn't have the upper and lower hybrid articulation for the torso and midsection. No, you're getting an old body buck, and you're getting a higher price, and you're not getting any accessories. And plus, this character has nothing to do with the Executioner. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. We have Mark 72 Iron Man, who isn't even in the same situation or comic line as the Executioner. This Iron Man was on the Orcus run when they made the Sentinel Busters. This is basically a total different comic line like story when Tony Stark was working with the Hellfire Club, with the mutants, with the X-Men. This dude wasn't even had nothing to do with Thor. But you know what would? You know what character of Iron Man, what suit would have made a better connection with the Executioner? Is the Iron Man with the Uru armor. The Uru armor Iron Man would have been much better. Would have been a much better fit. I'd have been like, cool. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that Iron Man because it has a connection to, you know, the Thor characters. Speaking of which, why haven't we gotten a Loki? Why couldn't we get a new Loki? It seems like that's a character very well connected with the Executioner. Oh, let's not even mention Thor, because we already know why we're not getting a Thor in this Build-A-Figure wave. Thor is going to be held up in the Maximum line. Thor's going to be a Maximum figure with a clunky plastic cape, because plastic is much cheaper than material, because the material they don't have to pay for the fabric, they don't have to pay for somebody to cut the fabric, they don't have to pay for somebody to put the bendy wire in the fabric, they don't have to pay for somebody to sew it all together. So of course they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna throw this plastic clunky cape, which is already priced in with the molding of the figure itself. So be prepared to get a Maximum Series Thor down the line for $60, as if you're paying for a midway point SH Figure Arts figure with a clunky cape. So just prepare yourself for that. So that's why we didn't get a Thor in this Build-A-Figure wave, because they're holding him up for a Maximum Thor. Just you know it's coming. Warbow has nothing to do with Thor. You know what else? You know what another figure we could have gotten? You know another character they should have brought out with this? Heimdall. That is like a duh, you know, a straight up duh moment. Like, what are you guys thinking? Why are they constantly taking one step forward and 3 flash steps back when it comes to creating these figures? Especially when it comes to these bath waves, man, it's crazy. It is so crazy that they come out with 6 characters and only one of them has a actual relevant connection to the Build-A-Figure character they want us to get. And you know what? I wanted the Executioner, but I'm not paying all this money for 5 characters I don't want. I don't want a World War II Wolverine. I don't care about a World War II Wolverine. He could have been his own figure in a retro card. It's not like they've done this before, because honestly, if you look at the Midnight Suns, those 6 characters, Lady Deathstrike didn't have to be there. Classic Luke Cage didn't have to be there. They could have put Werewolf by Night in the Midnight Suns run in that wave. That would have made better sense. That would have made a whole lot of sense. Matter of fact, they could have put Phantom Rider in that wave. Retro Luke Cage could have been a retro card on his own. It would have made tons of sense. A retro character in a retro card. But no. They threw him in the Midnight Suns six pack wave, and I'm like, that was when I first looked at it and was like, what are they doing? Why are they putting characters in here that, you know, honestly shouldn't be in here when there are other characters that have way more of a connection, a better connection to what they're trying to bring out, you know, for that run. I'm telling you, Hasbro, whoever is deciding these characters it seems like they're just writing names down on torn up sheets of paper, throwing them in the hat, and everybody rumbles around in the hat, spin the hand around in the hat, and just pulls a random name out, and that's the character that's going in this Build-A-Figure wave. Because there's no reason for Phantom Rider and the Dark Avenger Spider-Man to be in a bath wave that creates the Executioner. It just boggles my mind. Enchantress could have stayed, could have been Heimdall, Loki, Thor, although I really believe they wouldn't do it. But let's replace Thor with Uru Iron Man, and we could have had one of the 3 or 4 characters that of Thor's friends. That would have made perfectly good sense, right? Because all of those characters would have identified with the Executioner and the characters that come along with Asgard. And to me, that would have made much better sense because we already got the OG, the big OG in a deluxe package, Odin. And at least Odin came with a material cape. It didn't have bendy wire in it, but I'll take the soft goods. It's not bendable, but it's not, you know, posable. It's not a posable cape, but at least it's soft goods. But that right there this tells me that they just don't care. They don't care about dropping the ball. It seems like, you know, when we do make suggestions to the Hasbro Marvel Legends team, they just go unanswered. Now, I don't know if, you know, the other big YouTubers who, you know, get free stuff or who also get, you know, stuff early or get sneak peeks and get interviews. I don't know if they have a word, if they can say something and it gets taken into account, or, you know, they take them and say, oh yeah, we'll listen to you. But I know for a fact that they don't listen to us, you know, small content creators and people who don't create content, who don't have like a social media content creative page or whatever, you know, like YouTube or Instagram, you know, folks who just go out and buy. And they comment on the forum, or they might comment on, you know, in the live stream. I know they don't pay attention to those because they keep doing crap like this. They could keep putting out characters that have no kind of, you know, connection with the Build-A-Figure that is being put into this package. So I it's like, you know, what are you guys doing? Hasbro Marvel Legends team, let us know, how are y'all making these decisions of what characters go into the Build-A-Figure waves? Because I promise you, if you would listen to a lot of us collectors, you'd hit the mark a lot more than what you miss. I promise y'all sitting up here like a bad NFL record. Y'all sitting up here like 3-9. 3 wins and 9 losses ain't good, my G. It ain't. And it's because y'all ain't listening to nobody. Y'all just doing whatever it is. I don't know if y'all got somebody up at the top that's telling you what goes what and what goes where and who goes and what, but whoever it is, they don't know what they doing. And they definitely don't know what to put in the Build-A-Figure pack, because obviously they should know better than to charge or try to charge $27.99 for a figure with no accessories on an old body buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's say we get rid of the World War II Wolverine. You know what else they could, what other Wolverine figure they could have put in there? Uru Armor Wolverine. You remember that run? Do you remember? Do a lot of y'all remember that? When a lot of the Avengers had the mystical Asgardian armor, when they had their own armors, Cap had an armor, Iron Man had the Uru had his own armor. When they were fighting alongside Thor and Asgard, do y'all remember that? So why couldn't they put that in this Build-A-Figure way? Because that would have made much more sense than putting 5 characters who have no kind of connection whatsoever to the Executioner. And that's the main reason why I'm not buying this wave. I'm not buying that at all. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of these are going to end up at Ross and Ollie's. You can say, oh no, you just tripping. There you go again. There you go again, figures. Telling us what's going to be at Ollie's, what's going to be at Ross. Yeah, you know what else? Y'all said wasn't going to be at Ross and wasn't going to be at Ollie's? The Hulkbuster. The Outriders 2-pack. The Wong and Doctor Strange 2-pack. Oh, hey, y'all, you're not going to find this at a discount store. Wrong. Y'all was wrong, bro. When it just goes to show, it's like, look, man. Hasbro, the Marvel Legends team, I don't know who it is making these decisions, but they messing up. They are royally messing it up. And for every time they do something right, they turn around and do 3 things wrong. Now, there are people who were looking for Werewolf by Night and Warbow and Phantom Rider, but those people, those collectors are a very small fraction of the collecting community who are looking at this bad wave when they saw the Executioner and was like, cool, I'm looking to collect this guy and I'm willing to spend the money until they saw all the characters that was in the bad wave, and it was like, no, I'm out, dog, I'm out. Ain't nobody trying to pay all $30 for a character with no accessories. But see, Hasbro looking at us like, y'all about anything. Y'all about toilet water if we tell you to. And sometimes you just got to prove them wrong. I mean, that's what I aim to do. I mean, I'm not buying it, but I'm not telling anyone else not to buy it. Because ultimately, if you decide you want the Execution bad enough that you're going to pay for all of these figures, even though they have no connection whatsoever, except for Enchantress, to the Executioner, go ahead, be my guest. Enjoy your action figures. But all I'm saying is like, hey man, can we start telling these Hasbro like, hey bro, listen to us, because we, the collectors who are buying this stuff, we know what we're talking about. There's only a small fraction of us that talk silly, but the rest of us is coming with common sense. And especially when you go to the live stream and you see the boo, you should listen to those. But hey, this is Figures of Action Reviews, and I'm signing out, guys. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comments. Peace.